Hey, welcome to Tallgrass Snacks. This one is for our minimalist friends out there. You want to do estate planning, you're not really sure where to start, but you know you want to avoid anything that feels overly complicated or fussy. So what does a minimalist's estate plan look like? What do you need to think about as your priorities? First of all, something is better than nothing. If you're wondering to yourself, do I need a will, do I need a trust, powers of attorney, etc., just know that something's better than nothing. Get something written down, something in place. No plan, no handwritten document, no Word document that you hit print on is going to be helpful, right? You're going to need to actually create something. If you have none of those things, you have no plan. If you have something, that's better than nothing most of the time. If you draft your own documents, at least pay for counseling. You are probably the kind of person who's not going to go hire an estate planning attorney to do this start to finish, to draft everything for you. Maybe you are convinced that LegalZoom or your own documents are going to be as effective as anything else. That's okay. Again, that's better than nothing. At the very least, once you have something drafted, pay an attorney to just take a look and make sure you're not missing anything that complies with your state's laws or anything obvious that's going to undercut what you say your wishes are. We've got a couple of clients who every year or two, they contact us with an update they've made to their will. They just want to make sure it looks okay. And then we sign off on it and say, this looks like it's going to do what you want it to do. And they might even use our office to have witnesses and notaries just so they can meet the kind of the compliance requirements. Again, that's better than nothing. So if you're going to draft your own stuff, at least hire someone to give you some counseling about it. Clarity is everything. What we've learned from a lot of those celebrity horror stories out there, right, is that things can sometimes be unclear. A really obvious way this shows up is when clients do their own holographic will or a handwritten will, and your handwriting is so poor that nobody can make heads or tails of it, right? That's a very simple and basic and understandable way that clarity or a lack of clarity can undercut everything you want to do. But that can also be when maybe you're drafting something, writing something that's perfectly legible, but you've missed some ways where your provisions are mutually exclusive, or they've kind of, one spot undercuts what you want to accomplish somewhere else. Review it for clarity, or have somebody else review it for clarity, just to give you some feedback that it makes sense and it says what you want it to say. And then finally, keep it updated. Just don't feel like this is a one and done kind of a thing, whether you're doing it yourself or you've hired an attorney. Review this thing on a fairly regular basis. Every 2 or 3 years, sit down and look at it and say, does this line up with my current relationships and priorities? If you've got multiple versions of something, if you've updated it over time, and you always want the newest version to represent all of your wishes, throw away the old stuff. Don't let it sit around there and create questions in your family's minds later on about which of these things you wanted to be effective. So that's it. Something's better than nothing. Pay for some counseling. Keep it clear. Keep it updated. That's the minimalist estate plan.